Hello, friends, old and new, near and far. Happy, healthy Valentine's Day. So I had no intention of doing this when I woke up this morning, but I just had this kind of funny thought when I was jogging earlier. And I was like, I have really so many cool friends that I haven't seen in a long time. And I truly and sincerely wish that there were more hours in the day, because I am one of those people who would love to be sitting in front of you face to face right now, having coffee or kavita, sharing a kavita, or some wine. And it just stinks that there's not enough time in the day. And when I got home from my jog, I looked at my Facebook friends list, thought to myself, how long would it take for me to have an hour-long conversation with everybody that I know just on Facebook? And I looked it up. I have about 3,000 Facebook friends. So that would take about 3,000 hours, which would be 150 weeks, which would take 3 years if I were doing that 20 hours a week. So if for 20 hours a week, I talked to my friends about things that are important to me and things that are important to them, it would take me 3 years just to talk to everyone on Facebook. So I was like, you know what? After I shower, not before, I'm going to make a video about what you guys know is super, super important to me. And, you know, I had that fleeting thought, and I'll tell you why it's fleeting. I had that fleeting thought that I was like, what are some of these people going to think when they get this message from me? And the reason that that thought is so fleeting is that what I'm going to share is so meaningful to me, and those who know me well know that it's so meaningful to me, that instead of really caring what other people think when I talk about health and wellness and how to best protect your family, I think more about what would I think of myself if I didn't share. So it's been a really interesting perspective and really an evolution for me as a person. And it's kind of turned my life upside down in all the best ways over the last couple of years to have this level of belief and this level of passion about something. And it's pretty cool. And it makes you a little bit brave because, again, you care more about getting the message out than anything else. So I bet you $1 million, most of you know what I'm going to talk about right now. These guys, right? And here's why I'm doing it this way. I want to have a conversation with anyone who takes the time to watch this, because this is not a conversation. The next couple minutes is going to be me sharing with you from the heart. I don't have notes. I actually have no idea what I'm going to say. So if this is really good, then you'll get this recording. And if it's not good at all, you're still going to get it. Because I'm not going for perfection. I'm going for authenticity. Okay. So you're going to get this video, whether it's good or whether it's bad, but I want you to consider it an invitation to a conversation. This is obviously not a conversation because it's me looking at a little green dot up there, really, truly hoping that it's going to reach your ears, reach your heart, and that you reach out to me to have a conversation, because I would love to catch up with you. Okay. So that said, because there's not enough hours in the day for me to call everyone individually, I'm doing this. I'm coming into your car or your kitchen or your back porch or wherever you're watching this and sharing a couple minutes of my heart and my journey the last couple years. And all of you guys know, most of you know anyway, that I came from a corporate background. I was very successful there by most people's measure. I was making good money. I had flexibility, but I didn't care. I didn't care about what I was doing at all. I was helping businesses with business solutions. Solutions are cool, but helping a business with a solution to me was not nearly as enriching and rewarding as helping people I know and care about with personal solutions, with real day-to-day solutions. And in this case, what I'm passionate about, health and wellness. Many of you know, gosh, it's been 7 years ago now, I was thankfully introduced to fruits and vegetables and berries in capsule form, just raw, concentrated, clean fruits and veggies in capsule form. So every morning when I wake up, fruits, veggies, berries, over 30 different kinds down the hatch before I even brush my teeth. And it has been game-changing. It's been life-changing. And so much so that I changed careers over it. If you've been watching me closely, you know that. But I transitioned out of the business world and into certified health coaching about a decade ago. And then about 7 years ago, when I learned that fruits and vegetables in a capsule existed, and that they were researched, I was more than interested. I was hopeful. I was hopeful that this had been what I was looking for all along for my own family and my own clients that I was coaching at the time in my health practice. But guys, it's been so much more than that. It has been so much more than that. I don't love sharing other people's stories. I like sharing my own. I may share one or two of my close friends' stories as I go today. Again, I have nothing prepared, so I don't know where this is going to go. But here's what I want you to know. I'm going to share 5 minutes on why I want to have a conversation with you. And then I'm going to share maybe 5 minutes on what I know to be true. So first 5 minutes on why we should be hopeful, and the next 5 minutes on what I absolutely positively know to be true. And then honestly, I hope we can find time for coffee or lunch or cavito or wine or just a jog or a Zoom. We can do this too, face-to-face. Truth be known, I don't love the phone. I like to be face-to-face, so we can Zoom when we talk so we can actually see each other. But let's talk for a second about the question I get the most. The question I get the most is, what is Juice Plus going to do for me? Okay, here's your answer. And this is I am a national marketing director with the Juice Plus company. I have partnered with them for 7 years. I have helped thousands and thousands of people get healthy. And here's your answer. I don't know. Good answer, right? It is. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it's going to do for you personally. It does something different for everyone. Here's what it's going to do. It's going to do whatever eating 30 different raw, vine ripened fruits and vegetables every single day would do if you were doing that on a regular basis, which you're not without it. You're not, okay? So I don't care if you're somebody that eats fruits and vegetables for every meal. We as a family, we're trying to eat a fruit and a veggie with every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 6 servings a day. The recommended is 7 to 13 if you don't work out, if you're sedentary. If you're an athlete, like all 4 McCalls are, double it. We weren't going to get close, guys, without it. And it's been absolutely, absolutely amazing. See, Calvin's here. He takes Juice Plus. He takes the veggies every single day, which is why he's barking with glee right now. But here's the thing. We don't know exactly what it's going to do in every person's body. All I want is for my friends to understand exactly what it is and what it isn't. It is truly food. It's got a food label. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's not a drug. It's not even a vitamin. It's not a supplement. It's food. It's got a food label. It's just Jetson food is the best way to think of it. It is Jetson food. And it's incredible what happens to your body and your health when you do that. Now, why do I say I don't know what's going to happen? Because lifestyle plays a big role into so many things about how we look and feel, correct? I put something on Facebook the other day that said, genetics load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. And I could not believe in that more. Our genes are not our destiny, guys. Over and over and over, we are seeing the role that nutrition, specifically plants, play in turning and promoting good genes and turning off bad genes. It's not a question of if it could happen, it's happening, okay? Study after study after study, it's called nutrigenetics, is showing that. And it's an incredible emerging field. And we are at the forefront of it as people who ingest Juice Plus every single day. So here's the deal. Here's what I want. I want every single person I know to try it. You know, the company is like Nordstrom. They're like truly the easiest company to be a customer of. I'm not just a franchise owner. I'm also a customer, right? They have, you know, like a 6-month money back guarantee. They'll take any product back unopened. And honestly, even opened, I'm sure if you had issues with it, they are so flexible. It's no risk. So I want all of my friends to try it. And here's why. Because the most typical feedback I get is exciting. The typical feedback I get from friends and family, people that I know aren't blowing smoke. This is not me going to a conference and hearing somebody on a stage tell a story that sounds so amazing, a story of like health and healing and transformation. These are people I know and love and who are being 100% honest with me in their feedback. And if you're someone like me, you can't unhear what you've heard. And I always say to people, I don't expect your level of belief to be where mine is, because I have been living, sleeping, and breathing this every day for 7 years now, but I promise you that my belief is stronger than anyone's doubt. I know that. I know that my belief is stronger than anyone's doubt. So all I ever want is for everyone that I know and love to come far enough out of doubt, at a minimum, that they're willing to try it, that they're willing to flood their own body consistently, and then tell me what happens. Because that feedback from the people that I know and love fuels my fire even more. Because that's more stories I have of people that I know and love. And honestly, every time someone has this magnificent change in something they've been struggling with, that enables me to help more people down the road. Okay? Because there will be a first time for everything. There will be a first time I've dealt with migraines or ADHD or eczema or anxiety, or cancer, or you name it. There will be a first time that I have dealt with anything. So every time I am linking arms with somebody to try to help them get healthy and try to help support them nutritionally, and they have a specific struggle, I learn from it. And I carry that knowledge forward when I'm helping other people. So it's so meaningful to me when the people that I know and love, and more importantly, trust, try this and give me their honest feedback. Okay. So I'm going to spend 2 minutes just telling you the typical feedback I get. Okay. And these are things that are, I call like tangible or visible or palpable, things that aren't as subjective, things that are more obvious. And they are things like not getting sick as often. That's been the biggest one in our house. We double up or triple up if we feel anything coming on to dodge colds and flus and you name it, just because we can. We've got a weapon here. We've got a suit of armor. So we double or triple up whenever we've been exposed, or especially during the winter months. But things like not getting sick as often, or if you do, not having them nearly as long or nearly as severe. Things like better regularity, which is not a big deal to you if you've always been regular, but trust me, if you've never been a regular kind of guy or gal, it's a very big deal. More sustained energy throughout the day, brighter skin, faster growing hair, nails, fewer cravings. I'm trying to think of the ones I hear the most. Cessation of migraines, decrease or elimination of seasonal allergies, eczema, aches and pains, inflammation in the body going away. That was a big one for me. I had massive hip pain for 10 years. That was gone within a couple months of taking Juice Plus every day, and it never came back. And it was there for 10 years. So I thought it was something that I was just going to live with forever. Turns out I was wrong. It was inflammatory at the source. Healthier gums not bleeding when you floss them, things like the pocket depth. We've had dentists actually make comments to the people in our family. So I'm just naming a couple of the things off the bat. Increased mood stability, decrease of anxiety. These are things that I hear a lot of on a very, very, very regular basis. Okay. Easier time maintaining a healthy weight. And I've already named a lot, but these are things that we are not going to know the extent to which they can help in your body until you do it. Your body chemistry is unique, and so is your lifestyle, okay? But what you can do is you can tell me what you're struggling with the most. Is it energy? Is it something more chronic? Like, do you have a diagnosis of some sort, an autoimmune something going on, something thyroid? Let me know what it is, and I can connect you to people who have triumphed through that same struggle. And I can also connect you with the right resources. I have a lot of resources at my disposal, and I would love, love, love to help you. I would love to help you get through whatever it is that you're struggling with. But all of the things that I just mentioned, I said I don't have notes, but I do have a prop, an iceberg, okay? All the things I just mentioned, those palpable things, they are right here. They are the proverbial tip of the iceberg. Okay. And what's crazy to me, understandable, but still crazy, is that this right here is why so many people come to me. And I want you to listen to what I say. Come to me. Okay. I don't go, raise your hand if I've come beating down your door. I haven't. That's not how I operate. I got involved with Juice Plus to help people who wanted help, who wanted to be helped. Right. I've said to my parents before, we have to act like we give a darn, right? When it comes to how we're eating or how we're exercising or that kind of thing. So those people who give a darn, they're the people that I'm here to help. And I want you to come find me, okay? I want you to come knocking on my door. If I know that you're struggling with something, hopefully I have reached out, but maybe I haven't because there's only so many hours in the day, right? But come to me. But most people come to me when they're looking to affect something here, something palpable that I just talked about. Is it migraines? Is it eczema? Is it ADHD? Is it autism? What is it? Is there some way that we can help support it nutritionally? Okay. And this is where I want to say there is no human condition, and Dr. Du Bois says this, there is simply no human condition that improving your nutrition cannot potentially impact in a very positive way. Okay. Juice Plus is an incredibly easy way to do that. As Dr. Du Bois says, and this is one of my favorite lines too, that he says, there is nothing on the market with or without a prescription that does what Juice Plus does in the body, period. Think about that. Nothing. Kind of crazy. All right. But this stuff here, this is going to be variable from person to person. But here's what I want to tell you. Try it. I want you to try it. You have every reason to be hopeful. If there is an obvious struggle in your family with something, you have every reason to be hopeful. I want you to try flooding your body with this nutrition, and I want you to tell me what happens. Okay? Absolutely, positively. Now I want to talk about this. This is why I started Juice Plus, this under the water thing. I was thankfully one of those people who thought I felt as good as I could feel, actually, when I started Juice Plus. I really was under that misconception because I was feeling pretty good. I had no idea how far I had to come, or Sean, or the kids. And it's been amazing to watch. You know, the improvements that we've had in our own health and wellness has been awesome. But I started because of all the science, what's been proven to happen at the cellular level. Because and want to talk about talk about a loaded gun. We have heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and stroke up and down both sides of our family tree. Fun times, right? But what pulls the trigger? Lifestyle. Doesn't matter if that gun is loaded, okay? I'm in control. I am in control of that trigger with my lifestyle. So I am confident that we are doing all the right things to be very, very healthy. But I want to talk to you about the under the iceberg things, because those things I can promise you are happening. And I am a show me the science girl, because I like to under promise and over deliver. But you know what? I do want to know that I can be positive that certain things are happening in my body when I'm taking Juice Plus. I want to be positive that when I'm sending this video to someone from college or high school or one of the kids' classmates' parents, I want to be positive that what I say is going to happen inside of their body is going to happen beyond a shadow of a doubt. I can be positive about the things that I'm going to talk about now because of all the clinical research. Juice Plus has almost 40, I think it's 36, 37, somewhere in there, almost 40 published gold standard clinical studies at this point. The average pharmaceutical before it goes to market, I think, has 3 to 4. It is hands down the most researched nutritional support product in the world. In fact, I urge you to ask Siri or ask Google, what is the most researched nutritional product in the world? Go ahead and do it. The very first thing that pops up is going to be Juice Plus. Nothing has been Juice Plus researched like this. So I'm going to talk to you for a couple minutes. I told you things might get out of hand here because I'm excited and I didn't have a plan, but this is worth it, guys. And this is an invitation to a conversation about you. I won't need to say much when we talk because you'll already know how I feel about this. But please, please, please take the next couple minutes to think about this. The first thing in this summary here is bioavailability. The big knock on vitamins, guys, is that they're not well absorbed and in some case dangerous. They're just not worth it. Again, at a minimum, we've got expensive urine, but on the scarier end, we might be actually doing some damage. So Juice Plus is found to be bioavailable nutrition, okay? So there have been 19 studies done to look at that, because if it doesn't get into the blood and into the cells, we can stop studying anything else. It's not gonna work, okay? So many, many studies have been done on its bioavailability. Healthy gums, again, I already talked about improvement in gum bleeding and plaque buildup, and also pocket depth. If you're a dentist or in the dental field, that will speak volumes to you. Pocket depth is the space between your tooth and your gum. And you know how they say the mouth is like the pathway to health, to your heart and all of that? You do not want a big pocket depth. You don't want bacteria to be able to get into your mouth through your gums. So that is why you want to decrease pocket depth. Juice Plus does that. Heart health. I'm going to take 1 minute to tell you about this because this is near and dear to my heart because we have a lot of heart disease in my family, and because it's Valentine's Day. This is my love letter to you guys on Valentine's Day, okay? So University of Maryland, right in our backyard here. I'm still in Virginia as of right now. We're moving to Charleston this summer. But University of Maryland, I just made a heart around the graph so we can look at this, did a study, and they were looking at something called the vasoconstrictive effect or vasoconstrictive effect of arteries after a high-fat meal. We have all heard about upticks of heart attacks at the holidays, and it's not a coincidence. Some of it might be stress-related, yes, but a lot of it is driven because high-fat meals cause that vasoconstrictive effect. So they cause your arteries to do this, to constrict. How much? How much do your arteries constrict? University of Maryland tested a high-fat meal. The high-fat meal was a McDonald's breakfast meal. I do not eat at McDonald's, but it's not because of the fat and the calories. It's because of the chemicals, okay? When I looked at the fat and calorie of intake of that meal, I definitely do that on a fairly regular basis, not only out to eat, but even sometimes at home, okay? All of us do. All of us do. So we need to be protected from the aftermath of what happens when we do that. When we do that, within an hour, our arteries have constricted. 3 different groups. One was placebo. One was testing the effect of just fruits and veggies. One was testing the effect of fruits, veggies, and berries. The very beginning of the study, all 3 groups constricted between 47 and almost 50%, 43 and 47%. That's a lot more than I thought it was going to be, actually. So almost 50% constriction. So if you've got plaque or buildup in the arteries, that is a cardiac event waiting to happen. Not fun. Not fun at all. And we've had some of them in my family. I lost a grandfather before I was even born. I would have loved to have met him, but he had a cardiac event in his driveway at the age of 64. Scary, okay? I don't know what he had for breakfast that morning, but think about that. With the arteries contracting, what can happen? University of Maryland, after 30 days, guys, 30 days, placebo group, no statistical change, as to be expected. This group right here, and I'm going to read it so I get the number right, 63% reduction in that restriction of blood flow. Is that significant? Yeah. Garden, Orchard, and Vineyard blend went down to, the study called it virtually eliminated, virtually undetectable. Undetectable, guys. Remember that life-threatening constriction? Undetectable after 30 days on this. The p-value of that study was 0.02. What does that mean for a science nerd like me? That means that we can be 98% certain that that result was a derivative of the variable being tested. The variable being tested was the Juice Plus. So this was not just a customer who didn't control other lifestyle factors in X, Y, and Z. This was a very clinically controlled study. That is why the research matters, guys. The stories are incredibly mind-blowing, and they make me so happy every single day. And I love every story I hear and every bit of feedback I hear. But the studies are proof of why we have these stories. Why are these visible changes happening? Because of all the invisible stuff down here that medical research bodies from all over the world have studied, okay? So that is heart health. I could talk about this for days, but I won't. Immune system, I already talked about. That one does speak for itself as far as I'm concerned. It has been tested over and over and over again, but it was a game changer in our health when it came to colds and flus and sickness, period. I mean, that is the biggest part of our personal story by far. DNA and nutrigenomics. Okay, this is a super cool one. People saw protection of DNA when they took Juice Plus. Why is that important? If you're a female friend of mine and you're my age, many of us were what we call AMA when we had our babies. In fact, I was just talking to my friend across the street about it yesterday. I remember being pregnant with Michael and seeing that on my medical chart, like a little highlighter. It said AMA. And I'm like, what is that? I'm thinking, my name's not Amy. My name's Kim. Why does it say that? AMA. And they were like, oh, it's just advanced maternal age. And I was like, good gracious, I'm not that old. But you know why they put that on there? It's because it gets riskier. It gets riskier to have children the older we get. The reason for that is as we age, our DNA becomes damaged, broken strands of DNA, especially at the tips. So when we procreate, we pass along the DNA that is in our bodies at that given time. So my DNA at 40 isn't quite as good looking as my DNA at 20 from a damage perspective. However, Caitlin has been getting Juice Plus since she was 1. Michael has been getting Juice Plus since he was in utero, because I started taking it when I was pregnant with him. And young people that were tested saw a 44% reduction in DNA damage. Massive. And that was over a 77-day period. Over an 80-day period, they looked at an older population, people like me, 66% reduction in that damage of DNA. Do you have any idea what that means for aging and protection and procreation for generations to come? It's amazing, guys. It is amazing. Oxidative stress, huge. Because I took a lot of biology classes in college, I was very, very interested in what oxidative stress did to the body. Picture oxidative stress as being like a bully, basically just like, it's little lightning bolts that just assault your cells all day long. Oxidative stress is the byproduct of some things that we could control a little better, right? Like food additives in the food and environmental toxins and that sort of thing. But it's also the byproduct of things we can't control, like breathing and exercise. So when we exercise, we produce oxidative stress at an even higher level, which is why, if you'll remember at the onset of this, I said that people who exercise need twice as many fruits and vegetables. That's to offset the oxidative stress in your body. I know I'm talking fast, but that's because I have a lot I need to tell you guys today. So think about cutting an apple. I do this sometimes during my talks. If you cut an apple, if I would have done it when I started talking, it'd already be brown because I've been talking for a while, right? If you would have squirted lemon on half of that apple, if you're a cook, you've done this. If you're a chef, you put lemon juice on it, it protects it. It does not oxidize, okay? The oxidation, that damage to the cells of the apple does not happen because of the antioxidants in the lemon juice. Same thing happens when you eat raw plants. They literally protect your cells from oxidative stress. That's a great visual, guys. And it is truly, oxidative stress is the root cause of all disease and aging. Do you want to protect yourself from it? I do. Calvin, no one's here, honey. See, I told you I didn't know what was going to happen. Calvin's barking. Healthy skin. Okay, Juice Plus was proven to boost microcirculation in the skin, which gives you less fine lines and more moisture by 39%. Also boosted hydration, thickness, and density. I'll take it. I want to be dense as skin is concerned. Systemic inflammation. Raise your hand at home by yourself, friends, if you've heard inflammation as a buzzword a lot. Like gut inflammation, systemic inflammation. Inflammation is truly at the root of a lot of chronic things that we're suffering with now in our world today. The combined results from several different studies show that Juice Plus reduces all of those key biomarkers of systemic inflammation everywhere in your body, okay? So that speaks for itself when it comes to arthritic pain or gut issues people have going on, like colitis and Crohn's. That's inflammation in the GI tract. My hip, why did that hurt for 10 years? I thought I had broken my hip training for a marathon. I thought it didn't heal right. Must have been inflammation, because as soon as I had really truly flooded my body with Juice Plus for long enough, gone, never came back. So that was inflammation. Quality of life. This goes on to talk about the better contributing protein levels in cancer survivors. This is all online. Obesity, a couple studies were just done on obesity. They saw increased beta-carotene levels, improved insulin resistance, and reduced abdominal fat in overweight boys. They also tested another adult population that were consuming Juice Plus. Again, these are the very controlled studies, so these are not by chance. And that revealed cholesterol and LDL reductions as well as an increase in lean body mass. Huge if you're somebody that's trying to manage your weight. Lung health, please don't smoke. Just don't. But if you do, for crying out loud, you got to get on Juice Plus. They tested smokers, and it was proven to improve several parameters of lung function, including forced expiratory flow, so how fast you breathe out air, and diffusion capacity, so how well your lungs exchange gas in smokers. So we don't want you smoking, please, please, please. But again, if you are, protect yourself. And if you're not, protect yourself, okay? This is just a great way to protect yourself. So I'm gonna wrap up. I've already talked way longer than I planned on, but I'm cool with it if you're cool with it. I just really wanted an opportunity to speak from the heart without, a formal presentation, without calling every single person I know on the phone. I cannot begin to describe to you how meaningful getting involved with the Healthy Living Revolution has been for me. And it's been so explosive, the amount of impact we have, that most of you know that Sean joined me in this business a couple years ago, and we do this together full time. It's what we invest all of our free time in, and it is extraordinarily meaningful work. It has changed the lives of so many of my close friends and family. I truly and sincerely want every person that I know and love to try flooding their family with this nutrition consistently, day in and day out, over a several month period, and to tell me what happens. Because again, I feel like you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, particularly since they've got a strong satisfaction guarantee, particularly because you've got someone like me who's going to be there linking arms with you, checking in on you. One of my friends called herself a hope dealer, and I was like, that's so true. I really feel that way. I said to one of my very best friends the other day who's on my Juice Plus team, I said, you know how cool it is to truly and sincerely always be one conversation away from changing someone's life. Never felt like that in Career 1.0. Ever, ever, ever. Never. And yes, I'm still a full-time stay-at-home mom. So I feel like all of the things that I'm doing for my family here inside the four walls of my home are certainly helping to change their lives every single day. But my gosh, the fact that my impact has gone like this ripple effect because I'm not afraid to open my mouth and tell people what I believe is awesome. Is awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I never pressure anyone. Again, most of the time people have to come to me. I'm not even going to them, but people know how I feel about this. They know how confident, but please consider this your invitation to have a conversation with me, a personal one-on-one conversation, whether it's live, face-to-face, hopefully. And if we can't do that, then like this over Zoom, because I want to know what you're up to, but I also want to know what you're struggling with. I want to know what your family's biggest struggles are, because I would love to help. I would love to have the opportunity to try to help. Again, every reason to be hopeful. And there are certain things that we know for a fact will happen inside of our bodies that are going to contribute to an extraordinary amount of protection in your body that is just beyond. I can also talk to you about ways to save money. I truly believe that this saved my family money. I have great examples on that. I have a friend who spent $3,000 in 1 year, north of, I think it was $3,400 on medical bills for sick visits. The next year she spent $100 for her 3 kids' well visit. That was it. That was it. After she started Juice Plus. So I have a lot of great strategies for putting it in your grocery bill. You can eliminate a multivitamin. So we can definitely find a way. I stopped throwing away vegetables and fruits that I wasn't using, for instance. I would easily throw away $150 a month of fruits and vegetables that went bad. I don't do that anymore. So our family saved money when we started Juice Plus. I'm confident yours could too. So this isn't a matter of a big investment. It's a matter of replacement cost. Okay. We can find a place in your budget for it. And I really feel confident saying that you could not pay me any amount of money to stop taking it. And I mean that sincerely with all my heart. You could not pay me any amount of money to stop taking it, which is why I am incredibly passionate about this, which is why I've taken a half hour on Valentine's Day to hopefully reach as many of you as I haven't gotten to see in the flesh in the last couple years since I've been involved with this, to just put this information out there, again, in a very just from the heart, authentic, no pressure kind of way, but I'm here to help. And hopefully I'll be hearing from you. Hopefully we can sit down and have a conversation, because I'd love to help, love to see what you're up to. I do want to note, if you are somehow seeing this video and you're not a friend of mine, I hope you enjoyed it. But if you have a friend that's a Juice Plus franchise owner, call them. Don't call me. No offense, but call them, because we all really like helping the people we know. It's more meaningful, and we can keep in touch a little bit easier. If you're seeing this and you don't know any Juice Plus reps, you can call Juice Plus. You can go to juiceplus.com and call the company, and the company can put you in touch with a franchise owner who's just as passionate as I am, that's somewhere in your local geography. That way they can invite you to some awesome local events and doctor speaking and that kind of thing. But if you're a friend of mine, call me. Let's talk. If you're a friend of a friend, call me. Let's talk. Let's get together. And I'd love to help. Happy Valentine's Day. Love yourself enough to give this stuff a try, guys. I appreciate your time, appreciate your energy, and appreciate you putting up with Calvin barking in the background. So hope to talk to you really, really soon. Happy Valentine's Day, friends. Bye.